All right, let's talk about the revolution that's happening on pretty much everyone's screen right now, Adobe's AI. And look, this isn't just about a few new shiny features. This is a complete reimagining of what it means to be a creative, a marketer, or really any kind of professional. We're talking about a whole new kind of partnership between you and your software.
And honestly, that is not an exaggeration. This shift we're seeing, it's being compared to the moment we all ditched our physical drawing boards and paintbrushes for a mouse. It's that big. It's a fundamental change in how ideas get made, and it's all happening incredibly fast. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we're going to meet Firefly, the AI engine that's making all of this possible. Then, we'll see how it's actually upgrading the tools you probably use every single day. We'll also look at how this tech is jumping beyond the creative canvas and into documents and marketing. Then we'll cover the new rules, credits, costs, all that stuff. And finally, we'll talk about what this means for the future of creativity itself.
So first up, let's get to the heart of this thing, Adobe Firefly. Now, this isn't just one feature. Think of it as the foundational AI model, the brain, that's powering everything we're about to see. And that phrase right there, commercially safe, for any working pro, that is probably the most important part.
So, what does commercially safe actually mean? Well, it turns out where your AI learns from matters a lot. See, Firefly is trained exclusively on licensed content from Adobe stock and stuff that's already in the public domain. This means Adobe can offer you IP indemnification. In plain English, they've got your back, legally. That's a huge difference from open source models that are just trained on whatever they can scrape from the internet, which can be a total legal minefield. For professional work, that distinction is everything.
Now, what's really smart here is that Adobe knows it's not one size fits all. They've built different engines for different jobs. So if you need to quickly whip up some ideas for a social media post, you'll use Image Model 4. It's the fast workhorse. But if you need a stunning, photorealistic shot for a commercial campaign, then you're going to want the insane detail from Model 4 Ultra. And the new Model 5, well, that's for the pros who need massive, print-ready images right from the get-go, no upscaling needed.
And get this, Firefly isn't just about pixels anymore. For years, AI just couldn't wrap its head around the mathematical precision of vector graphics. Well, now it can. It can generate fully editable vector art right inside Illustrator from just a text prompt. And it's even creating short, 5-second video clips in Premiere Pro, which is perfect for when you need some custom B-roll on the fly.
Okay, so that's the engine under the hood. But how does this actually change the apps you open every single day? This is where things get really interesting, where all that power starts transforming your actual workflow. Think about it. For decades, we've had to tell Photoshop what to do step by step. Click here, adjust this slider, apply that filter. But what if you could just talk to it? What if you could just give it a complex goal and it would figure out all those tedious steps for you?
Well, that's the new agentic workflow, and it's a total game changer. With the new AI assistant in Photoshop, you stop being the person clicking all the buttons, and you become the creative director. You just give the instruction, like, hey, remove the distracting people in the background and make the lighting feel like a golden hour sunset. And the AI acts like your personal digital assistant, figuring out which tools to use and just getting it done. This isn't just about saving a few clicks. It's about freeing up your brain to focus on the big picture, the creative vision, not the manual labor.
And this kind of smarts is just exploding across the whole suite. In Illustrator, you can literally just type a repeating pattern of vintage Art Deco flowers, and boom, you get a perfect, infinitely scalable vector pattern. And then there's InDesign. An app that was born for print? Well, now its AI-powered Flex Layout can understand how your images and text relate to each other, so it can automatically reflow your entire design for different screen sizes. It's finally making print design feel truly native to the digital world. For all you photographers out there, listen up. The AI in Lightroom has gotten so good that there's now basically a recommended order of operations for your edits. And there's a good reason for this. Each step builds on the one before it. You start with the foundation, cleaning up noise with AI. Then you move to your global lighting. Then you isolate your subject. Only then do you start removing distractions with Generative Remove. If you follow this order, you're letting the AI build on the best possible foundation, and you're going to get a much, much better final image.
Now, 5 seconds might not sound like a lot, but believe me, for any video editor, this is an absolute miracle. This is how much new video and audio Premiere Pro's Generative Extend can create. It means that amazing reaction shot that you accidentally cut just a second too short, it's now perfectly usable. This feature can literally save a take that you thought was lost. And for anyone in VFX or motion graphics, this one is huge. Rotoscoping, the incredibly painstaking process of manually outlining an object frame by agonizing frame, is one of the most hated jobs in the industry. The new AI in RotoBrush 3.0 makes isolating really complex things, like wisps of hair or a glass of water, almost automatic. It turns hours, sometimes even days of mind-numbing work into just a few minutes.
But this level of intelligence isn't just for creatives. The exact same principles, understanding context, executing complex commands, are now completely changing how we work with information itself, way beyond the typical creative canvas.
This is the million-dollar question, right? We've all seen AI just confidently make stuff up, what they call hallucinating. So if your job literally depends on knowing the accurate details buried in a super long, dense PDF, how could you ever trust an AI to summarize it for you?
Adobe's answer to this problem is a brilliant little feature called source attribution. So when the Acrobat AI Assistant gives you an answer or a summary, it also gives you citations. You can click on them, and it takes you to the exact sentence or paragraph in the original document where it got that information. It's instant, verifiable fact-checking, and it's the key that makes AI a genuinely trustworthy tool for business.
Now, let's zoom way out to the big enterprise level. In Adobe's Experience Cloud, they've basically built an AI that acts like a conductor for a marketing orchestra. You give this agent orchestrator a high-level goal, something like, find new customer segments for our new product. It then deploys a whole team of specialized AIs to handle the details. One digs into audience data, another maps out the customer journey, another starts setting up A/B tests. It's like having an entire automated marketing strategy team ready to go.
Okay, so this technology is obviously incredibly powerful, but how does it actually work in the real world? Let's get into the practical side of things. Let's talk about the cost of using these tools and the ethical guardrails that Adobe is trying to put in place. The whole system is powered by something called generative credits. But here's the most important thing you need to know. If you're a Creative Cloud Pro subscriber, your most common AI tasks, we're talking about generative fill, text-to-image, removing objects, are now unlimited. They won't burn through your credits. The credits are now mainly for the premium, heavy-duty jobs, like generating video or using those ultra-high-resolution image models.
And to tackle the problem of transparency in a world flooded with AI images, Adobe is pushing this idea of content credentials. The easiest way to think about it is like a secure, built-in nutrition label for digital files. This data is automatically attached to anything made with Firefly, and it clearly shows that AI was used to create or alter it. It's a really powerful tool for helping everyone know where the media they're looking at actually came from.
So, when you put this all together, the safe engine, the intelligent tools, the new workflows, what does it all add up to? Well, it signals a massive shift in the very definition of what a creative professional even is.
And this quote just nails it. For decades, your value as a creative was tied to your technical skill, how well you could use a pen tool, how you handled a camera. But now, with AI taking over so much of that technical grunt work, your value is shifting. It's moving towards your vision, your taste, and your ability to direct these incredibly powerful new creative partners. So really, the big takeaway is this. AI is no longer just a helpful assistant or a button you click for a cool effect. It has truly become a partner in the creative process. Your role is evolving. You're shifting from being the person who does all the manual execution to the person who provides the strategic and creative direction for the whole project. And that brings us to the most exciting question of all. As these AI tools get better and better at handling the how of creation, it frees all of us up to focus entirely on the what and the why. So, with all these technical barriers just melting away, what is the next great frontier for human creativity? That's the fun part. Thanks for watching.